Alright everybody, welcome back once again to Redzone Ramblin. I'm Kyle Lawson.
With Foster Zulu.
And we're here to talk about the most famous right hand in the National Football League right now, which is none other than Tom Brady's.
Tom Brady's right hand. How much, real quick though, how much do you think that right hand's worth?
How much do you think his right hand is worth?
Like, who was it had insurance on their legs? Remember? Like some athlete had insured their legs.
Jay Butt?
No.
I think it was Jay Butt.
But it was like before, that was like some Olympic athlete. Maybe it was Michael Phelps. He insured his legs or something like that. Something crazy.
Either way, his right
hand is worth
his whole entire salary. That's how he makes his living. Mm-hmm. And which leads me to my next point of this is great for the Jacksonville Jaguars in the way that this gives them the best shot to advance to the Super Bowl. And we're going to talk a little bit about, double-sided coin to this is it's good and then again it's bad. It's good in the sense that, Tom Brady is a machine. It's hard to stop him no matter which way you defend him. Mm-hmm. But if he has, the reports are that he has stitches.
When it first came out, like we talked about, like people wanted to say it's not a big deal, like he'll play or whatever. And I was like, no, there's something to this. Like if we found out about it, you know what I mean?
Right.
The Patriots definitely trying to keep it wrapped. He had to get stitches.
Right. And the Patriots keep things under wraps, like you said. They keep things like very, very, very in-house. Mm-hmm. And if anything leaks at all, it's a big deal. Yeah. So the fact that it leaked in the first place is a red flag, and then now they're saying that he's wearing gloves, he's having difficulties throwing, or he hasn't thrown, they haven't seen him throw, and so all of the above is just the warning signs that he is, and he's questionable, he's listed as questionable, like I said. So this bodes well for the Jaguars defense. A defense is already formidable on the front seven and in the defensive backfield. So
who is Brian Hoyer?
Yeah, Brian Hoyer is the backup. I don't see any scenario where Brian Hoyer leads a charge to defeat the #1 defense, in my opinion, in the league. Not statistically, because the Vikings, I think, took that #1 spot in the last couple weeks. But the #1 defense, in my mind, out of the AFC Championship with Brian Hoyer. I don't see that happening.
But you got to remember, like, you have seen Patriots backup quarterbacks do the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
when they have 12 wins at Matt Castle.
The difference is we've seen what Brian Hoyer can do already. So, and like
it's just different when you're on the team. It's weird.
Yeah, but this will be a good little gauge of that.
It's definitely helped the Jaguars. Either way, like whether or not Brian Hoyer plays well, it's not Tom Brady.
Definitely. And so, like we've seen other Patriots quarterbacks do well, but the problem is we haven't seen what they have done before the Patriots because they've always started out at New England in that system. So Brian Hoyer, we've kind of seen his body of work before the Patriots, and now that he's with the organization, he might get a little time to play. Maybe we'll see if it's really the organization or if it has to do with a lot of skill set that the players come in with. Mm-hmm. So, but that being said, the Jaguars do have an advantage in the game to this, but there is a negative side to this Tom Brady injury for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, like you want Tom Brady to play or else like it's just going to delegitimize everything the Jaguars have done.
Yeah.
Which sucks because people are going to say like, yeah, you beat the Patriots, but you did it without Tom Brady. And then when you go to the Super Bowl, it'd be like, yeah, if you win, you'd be like, yeah, but you beat Case Keenum or Nick Foles. Like it's already kind of, people already consider that.
Right, and this is already a team that people are kind of on the fence about. Well, should they even be in the AFC Championship game?
No, they definitely should. Like you beat the Steelers twice in one game.
No, they definitely. People have. I've heard multiple reports of like the Jaguars don't deserve to be there. They kind of got luck. They lucked out.
Who else in the AFC would it be?
I don't know.
I mean? Like the teams they're going to crumble. It was the other teams in the AFC were the Titans and the Bills. You think they're more deserving?
I think they wanted to see the Steelers.
But they whooped the Steelers twice.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Jaguars completely deserve there, but a lot of people are counting them out, and they give a lot of excuses. You'll hear anytime the Jaguars play anyone and do well against them, you hear a lot of excuses, and any more ammunition they get against them,
you can already like hear Patriots fans like have that loaded, like, hey, you didn't beat Tom Brady though.
Right.
It's already, it's going to come.
Right, exactly, and it's more than just Patriots fans. Like you said, it's the NFL in general. This is going to illegitimize the entire Super Bowl victory
it's still
if they win.
Won, but like it'll be not an asterisk, but everyone will know. But like, yeah, you didn't beat Tom Brady.
So
and then if you play the Vikings, you'll be like, yeah, but you played Case Keenum a backup, or like you beat the Eagles, like yeah, but you beat Nick Foles. You know?
Right.
It's almost a lose-lose. You won the Super Bowl, but you still kind of lose.
So would this asterisk next to the Jaguars Super Bowl if they win be equatable to the Barry Bonds asterisk next to his records?
No, because they didn't cheat. Like Barry Bonds cheated. That's different. The Jags didn't cheat. They still beat the teams. It's just, you can also look at it. Football's injuries are part of football. It's gonna happen. Yeah. It sucks. It happens in playoffs, but it's part of it. It's not like the Jags didn't have any injuries. You know what I mean?
That's right. I agree. I agree 100% with that. And we're a banged up defense right now too.
Right.
It's not like we have 100% health on all fronts.
Like when your options for the Super Bowl are like Case Keenum, who has been great this year. Even if like you play the Vikings, which is the best chance to have like to people to consider like a respectable win. You know what I mean? Like I don't think there's not gonna be much respect if you beat Nick Foles in the Super Bowl.
No,
you know what I mean?
Never,
because he's a backup. Whatever.
Well, I think we've talked about this before on the podcast. Is I don't think this is the least sexy Super Bowl ever. Is Blake Bortles, Nick Foles. That is the last Super Bowl the NFL wants as far as marketing and publicity goes.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised. That being said, I wouldn't be surprised if the refs, we see a huge impact in the refs game. I know that's very conspiracy theorist type mentality.
That's always going to be on Patriots games too.
Yeah, very true. And the Patriots already have a lot of luck with the refs in that regard. But that's something to watch out for. I think the Jags are going to have to beat the Patriots as well as the refs. And
like we forget how big of a market Philly is. Like the Philly fan base is incredibly crazy. Like they're still crazy. Like they're all on Nick Foles right now too. Like how crazy they were like about Pennsylvania. Like they're still all crazy about Nick Foles now.
Yeah.
But with the Super Bowl being in Minnesota, they're gonna get so much more money if the Vikings make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because the prices are gonna be like tripled. Like if the Vikings make it, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be crazy.
So do you think Tom Brady plays?
Yeah, and if he wears the gloves, you'll definitely see a difference.
I think so too. And I think
just like what we talked about, like there's only 2 quarterbacks that wear gloves in the NFL.
Right, and I mean you saw very few quarterbacks, and they said Tom Brady came out and said that he hasn't worn a glove for a very long time. He wouldn't disclose any information about his injury up to this point.
Yeah.
But he did say that it's been a very long time since he's worn a glove.
And they said like the scissors are like in the webbing, and you can't grip a ball.
Possibly.
Like if it's right here, there's no way you're gonna be able to get a grip.
Yeah, exactly. And especially if the fresh stitches. I don't know if anyone's ever been injured that's listening to this, but if you've ever had stitches and like they tell you can't work that out. That's not, especially playing an NFL game in.
But what's funny is that all this like Tom Brady like health nut, he's got his health guru, you got the muscle pliability, and then you jam your hand in practice and get stitches
and
all
Rex
that
Burkhead,
for nothing.
Was it Rex Burkhead who was allegedly is the one who ran into Tom Brady?
But all this like crazy cold medicine you did for nothing, and you get your hand ramped, and that's how you go out.
Yeah. So he'll play nonetheless, but it's just a matter. He's not sitting on the AFC Championship. We know that. It's just a matter of how effective he's going to be, and is Belichick going to make that switch to Hoyer at some point if he sees there's a little bit of drop off in Tom Brady's play?
Yeah, I mean either way, I feel bad for the Jags because they're not going to get any respect. Like it's just going to be all. No one's going to talk about the game. They're going to talk about like if they lose, they're going to talk about what if Tom Brady's there, what would happen. Like
that's the downside. Unless we beat them handily, I think.
Yeah, but if Brady shows any signs of the hand affecting him, that's what they're going to talk about.
Yep.
You're like, look at this throw he could have made or something like that. You know what I mean?
You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. So that's all we have for Redzone Ramblin today. That's our little tidbit on Tom Brady's hand. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, all the above. Keep doing your thing. Take it easy.